Book Snark, War and Peace, Leo Tolstoy's epic guide to love, death, and existential despair with Napoleonic flavor. Snarky recap. Let's be honest, War and Peace is one of those books everyone claims they'll read someday, right after learning Mandarin and running a marathon. Clocking in at over 1,200 pages, depending on font size and your level of suffering. It's less a novel and more a full-time commitment. But if you stick with it, you'll find something oddly magical beneath the layers of duels, dances, and diatribes about history. So, buckle in, comrades. We're heading to 19th century Russia, where the vodka flows, the nobles are sad, and Napoleon is knocking at the door. The Peace, aka rich people being complicated. We begin in the salons of St. Petersburg and Moscow, where the Russian aristocracy is deeply concerned with two things: social climbing and soul-crushing ennui. Pierre is our lovable, awkward heir to a massive fortune. Imagine if a golden retriever inherited a dukedom and decided to search for the meaning of life via awkward philosophy clubs, spiritual detours, and a marriage so toxic it could be studied in a lab. Prince Andrei is a prematurely jaded war hero with a tragic backstory and the emotional availability of a marble statue. He goes to war to escape his marriage, nearly dies, gets very sad, contemplates the meaninglessness of everything, and, spoiler, his brooding doesn't exactly end well. Natasha starts out as a sweet, lively teenage girl who sings, dances, and embodies the joie de vivre Russia forgot it had. But then she meets the wrong man, makes a horrible decision, spirals into a puddle of shame, and eventually transforms into the embodiment of maternal redemption. Add in a few dozen side characters, scheming siblings, wise peasants, military bros, and women with names that require a spreadsheet, and you've got yourself a Tolstoyan soap opera with deeply existential overtones. The War, aka Napoleon ruins everything. Meanwhile, Europe is having a meltdown. Napoleon Bonaparte, professional conqueror and occasional meme, is marching across the continent like a strategic Roomba. Russia naturally gets pulled into the fray. Cue the Battle of Austerlitz, where idealism dies, the burning of Moscow, where everything dies, countless discussions about military strategy, honor, patriotism, and the deep philosophical futility of trying to make sense of war when men are freezing, bleeding, and dying in droves. And through it all, Tolstoy keeps breaking the fourth wall to lecture you on fate, free will, historiography, and why historians are mostly full of it. Seriously, he pauses the story mid-battle to drop 40-page essays on the mechanics of history and the illusion of greatness. You either love it or slowly lose your grip on reality, or both. Love, death, and the Russian soul. What makes War and Peace extraordinary, and not just an endurance test, is the way Tolstoy weaves the personal and the political into one massive tapestry. The war's rage on the battlefield and in the hearts of his characters. People change, people die. People sit in candlelit rooms wondering what it all means. Pierre goes from bumbling rich guy to almost assassin to semi-enlightened philosopher. Natasha goes from a naive girl to a woman scarred by choices and softened by grief. And Prince Andrei? Well, Andrei is proof that brooding too hard can kill you. By the end, the survivors are older, quieter, less grand. They've lost a lot: illusions, innocence, loved ones, but gained perspective. And maybe that's Tolstoy's whole point. Too long didn't read, but with reverence. War and Peace is less a story and more a philosophy class wrapped in a military history course disguised as a Jane Austen novel, all written by a bearded genius who absolutely will interrupt his own plot to tell you you're wrong about everything. And yet, it works. Somehow. All 1,200 pages of it. It's sprawling, messy, human, profound, occasionally tedious, and often beautiful, just like life. So read it, or let us snarkily summarize it while you sip your tea and feel smart by association. Like and subscribe to Book Snark on YouTube for more hilariously unhinged literary recaps.